So grab yourself somewhere comfortable to sit. So if you want to sit up on a block, if that helps your hips to relax a little bit, then go ahead and do that. And take a big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Take a couple more breaths like that, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let the eyes gently close down. Or just let the gaze soften a little bit. And we'll start off by just bringing our attention to some of the muscles around our head and our neck and inviting them to soften a little bit. So starting with your forehead, just allowing the forehead and the muscles around the eyes to soften. Allowing the cheekbones and the temples to soften. And letting the tongue hang really loose at the bottom of the mouth and create space in between the teeth at the back of the mouth so the jaw is softened. And then see if you can get a sense of lining up the crown of the head over the sacrum, the lowest part of the back. And allowing the chest to lift, but the shoulders to soften. And start to deepen your breath now. So breathing in and out through the nose. Keeping the chest lifted and seeing if you can get a sense of fullness of the breath. So expanding the front, the sides and the back of the rib cage as you breathe in. And allowing that recoil on the breathe out, maybe softly drawing the belly in. And as you take these moments to start to tune inwardly and get a little bit quiet, then maybe you start to pick up on any areas of tension or holding. Maybe you start to pick up on how the breath feels in the body or how you feel in your body. And the invitation, if you'd like to work with an intention this evening, is to bring a yes into your practice. So by that I mean bringing a yes to your present moment awareness. And often when something is difficult or hard or frustrating or tough, we try and push it away and make it go away. And that can happen with sensations in our body as much as it can with emotions. So the invitation, instead of doing that, is to see if you can just say yes to whatever's present and embody that and notice if that allows the body to just soften a little bit when things are feeling harder, if they are feeling harder. So take the hands over the heart space and we'll take 3 Brahmari breaths, so buzzing breaths into the heart. So as you inhale, you breathe in through the nose, and as you exhale, keep a tiny little gap in between your lips and allow the vibration that you're creating between your lips to fill the space around the heart. Inhaling now. 2 more. It's less about the sound, more about the vibration. Good, and then let the hands go. Relax the jaw a little bit and shift yourself off your whatever it is that you're sat on. And we'll come into a knee pile with the left leg on top. So the knees ideally want to stack on top of each other and the sitting bones are on the ground. If that isn't accessible, straighten out the bottom leg. And then bring the right hand down for a side bend. Release the neck. Inhale, reach the left arm up and over. And exhale, soften the left hip and soften the back of the neck. And then breathe some space all the way down the left side of the body. Opening up the left side of the body. Coming into neck release, keeping the head and the neck as they are, and then hovering the left fingertips about 6 inches above the mat. As you inhale, breathe all the way up into the left side of the neck. And again, inviting a yes into the awareness of any sensation there. And then to come up, bring the right hand to support the head and lift the head up to center. And we'll take a twist over to the left, bringing the back of the right hand to the outside of the left knee. And the left hand comes out behind you. As you inhale, see if you can feel for your ribs lifting away from your hips with the breath. And exhale, draw the belly in. Keep the chin over the center of the chest. Start to turn towards the left. Good, gently coming back to center. And switching over the leg, so the right leg is now on top and the left leg can be out straight underneath it, or the knees can be stacked on top of each other. Bring the left hand out and release the head and the neck. Inhale, reach the right arm up and over. And exhale, soften the shoulders and feel that space all the way down the right side of the body. Filling it up with your breath. Inviting in an awareness of whatever sensations are there and allowing them to be exactly as they are, taking the breath towards them. Neck release, reaching those right fingertips away from the right ear and relaxing the head and the neck over to the left. Maybe taking a breath out through the mouth here and allowing the jaw and the neck to soften a little bit. And then to come out, supporting the head with the hand and coming into your twist, back of left hand, outside of right thigh, right hand out behind you. Filling the sides of the ribs with the inhale. And exhale, drawing the belly in, keeping the chest nice and open, the shoulders are open. Good, come back to center. And then bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Bring the hands behind the back and lift the chest up. And I just want you here to take a couple of deep feeling breaths all the way down to your hips, whatever they might be saying to you. If you can welcome in the sensation. And again, another inhale through the nose and an exhale out through the mouth. Good. Bring the knees together and bring the soles of the feet down onto the mat and bring the hands onto the back of the hamstrings. Lift the chest up and roll the shoulder blades back and down. And draw the belly in. So either you can keep your feet down or you can hover your feet in line with the ground. They're parallel to the ground. My leggings somehow match the background, which isn't that helpful. Sorry for that. And then start moving from side to side. So moving onto one butt cheek, keeping the breath going, and then moving onto the other butt cheek and noticing all of those little muscles that you have to use to stabilize yourself as you do this. And if you want more of a challenge, you can reach your fingertips forwards and keep that movement going. Good, keeping the low belly drawn in and keeping the chest lifted as much as you can. And then coming to stillness and taking another 2 breaths, lifting the chest up, drawing the shoulder blades back and down. And then hugging the knees in and coming all the way down onto your back for some abs, bringing the feet onto the ground. And clasping the hands behind the back of the head, and we'll take elbow to knee, but with the feet down to start off with. So lift the elbows up towards the ceiling. Inhale and spread the sides of the ribs. Hold the breath, push the low back down, curl the tailbone up. And exhale, lift the elbows towards the left knee as you lift the left knee up over the left hip. Draw the belly down. Inhale, bring the left foot down, come back to center. Hold the breath, push the low back down, curl the tailbone up. Exhale, elbows lift towards the right knee and the right leg lifts up. Draw the belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, push the low back down, curl the tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to the left knee, keep pushing the right foot down, draw the belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, push the low back down, curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to the right knee, and draw the low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. You can either carry on with these ones or you can lift both knees up over the hips with the shins parallel to the ceiling. Take another inhale. Hold the breath, push the low back down, curl the tailbone. Exhale, elbows to the left knee, reach the right leg out at 45 degrees and pull the low belly down. Inhale, bend the knees, come back to center. Hold the breath, push the low back down, curl the tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to the right knee, reach away with the left leg, pull the belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, push the low back down, curl the tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to left knee, right leg reaches away, pull the belly down. Inhale, bend both knees, come back to center. Hold the breath, push low back down, curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to right knee, reach away with the left leg, pull the belly down. See if you can embrace the sensations. Inhale, bend both knees, come back to center. Hold the breath, push low back down, curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows to left knee, right leg reaches away, belly pulls down. And last one, inhale, come back to center. Hold breath, low back down, tailbone up. Exhale, elbows lift towards the right knee, lift up the right shoulder blade as you straighten the left leg out. And pull the low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release the head, release the feet. And take a deep feeling breath down into your low belly. You can put your hands there if that helps you to feel your breath there. Feel how strong it is. Good. And we'll take bridge pose. And if you'd like to, we're going to put one leg up. So if you want to do a bridge pose over the block, then you can do. So inhale, expand the ribs. And exhale, push your feet and lift your hips up. And again, if you want to come over a block or a brick or a book or whatever else it is that you've got, you can place the block at any of the heights, whatever feels better for your body. And see if you can allow yourself, if you're working over a block, to be really supported here. So see if you can allow the block to take the weight of your pelvis. And allow the breath to be softly expanding the ribs, front, sides, and back of the ribs. Push down through the right foot. Inhale, draw the left knee in towards the chest. And exhale, send the left leg straight up towards the ceiling as much as you can, reaching through the left heel. And if you want a bit more, you can start to draw those left toes towards your face. And if you push through your right foot, you get a little bit more of that kind of opposite movement of your left leg. Filling the breath all the way down to the hips. With a release, the left foot down. Inhale, draw the right knee in towards the chest. And exhale, send the right leg straight up towards the ceiling, for as much as you can do today. Noticing where you can feel this in your body. And seeing if you can soften the jaw, soften the shoulders, but keep the breath full and deep. Your next exhale, release the right foot down. Inhale, lift your hips up off the block. And then exhale, curl the upper, middle, and lower part of the back all the way down to the ground. Hug the knees in. And just allow yourself a couple of breaths to roll around and feel into the back of the body. And then you can start to move forwards and backwards along the length of the spine. And eventually coming up into a seated position and coming forwards onto the hands and the knees into a tabletop. So the knees are under the hips, the hands are under the shoulders. We'll take some wrist rolls and see if as you're moving your wrist, you can also make really big circles with your pelvis. The pelvis is taking circles and you're moving in circles around your wrists. Breathing into the space in between the shoulder blades. Take the circles the other way. Good. And then come back to stillness. Lengthen the tailbone a little bit so you notice the low belly drawing in. And then tuck the toes under and lift up into a downward facing dog. And we'll start moving here. So pushing through the hands, bending the knees as much as you need to lift the hips up and back. And then inhale, come really high up on your tiptoes. Exhale, hover the knees off the mat, bring the shoulders forwards over the wrists. Inhale, stay high on your tiptoes, lift the hips up. And then exhale, start to lower the heels down. Again, inhale, high on the tiptoes, still in downward facing dog. Exhale, hover the knees, shoulders come forwards over the wrists. Inhale, hips lift up. Exhale, heels lower down. And one more, inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, hover knees. Inhale, lift hips. And exhale, lower heels. Good. With your next inhale, come forwards into a plank position. And take a breath or two here, finding your line. So see if you can tuck the tailbone a little bit, draw the low belly in. See the whole of the body is in a straight line. In your plank, you can always be down on the knees. And then an invitation to roll onto the outer edge of the right foot and the inner edge of the left foot, rolling to one side. And then coming back through center, rolling to the other side. You can do this with the knees down. Rolling over to one side, maybe coming up onto the left fingertips. Rolling over to the left side, coming up onto the right fingertips. Take a couple more like that, moving from side to side. Keeping the low belly drawn in. Good, and then come back into your plank position. Drop the knees down if they're not already. Take an inhale into the space in between the shoulder blades. And then exhale, bend the elbows alongside of the waist, send the heart forwards as you come down to your belly. Bring the hands forwards of the shoulders. We'll take 3 cobra breaths. So inhale, draw the upper ribs forwards, come into your cobra. And exhale, draw the heart forwards and down like you're trying to traction your back. Inhale, draw the chest forwards and up. Exhale, draw the chest forwards and down. One more like that. Good. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders and push yourself back up onto all fours and then back onto your knees. And we'll take a few breaths in bird wing. Bring the elbows in alongside of the waist. Take an inhale and spread the sides of the ribs. And exhale, send the thumbs wide, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Again, inhale, bring the fingertips together. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open the chest. One more like that. Good, and then we'll come into dolphin. So you can do a dolphin with the palms down, or if you'd like to, you can take the palms facing up. That kind of works into the shoulders a little more. So measure the distance between the elbows by holding around the biceps, and then clasping the hands together, all facing the palms down or up. Relax the neck. Inhale, spread the space in between the shoulder blades. And exhale, imagine you're squeezing the elbows together to turn on the sides of the back, the muscles along the side of the back. Take another inhale here. An option to stay here or to tuck your toes under and lift your hips up into the air. So the head is free, the neck's relaxed, and you're pushing through the forearms, sending the armpits towards the thighs. Maybe taking a breath or two out through the mouth here. Good, bring the knees down. And come back onto the hands and the knees. And then inhale, turn the right leg out behind you. You're on a tabletop, the right leg's out behind you. And then send the left arm out in front of you. Inhale here. Exhale, draw the elbow to knee underneath the body. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, draw the belly in, bring the elbow to the knee. Inhale, reach away. And again, drawing in. Inhale, reach away. Option to stay here or to send the left hand out behind you, maybe grabbing onto that right foot for a bit more of a quad stretch and opening across the front of the chest. Notice any sensations and allow them to be there. Good, release the left hand, the right knee. Inhale, left leg reaches out behind you. Right arm reaches out in front of you. Take a breath there. And exhale, elbow to knee. If you're struggling to balance, really work on your core. Inhale, reach the arms out, leg out. Exhale, draw the belly in, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, reach away, maybe staying here or reaching for that left foot behind you. And if you have the left foot, really push the foot into the hand to allow the chest to open. Good. And then releasing. Plucking the toes under and lifting back up into a downward facing dog, shaking the legs out a little bit. And then walking your feet forwards and coming to the top of the mat in a standing forward fold. And see if you can make yourself comfy here. So maybe bring your feet a bit wider, maybe bend your knees a bit more. And see if you can allow the upper body to be really heavy. To be really relaxed. And you're breathing deeply down into the low back. Release the arms, push through the feet, and slowly come up to standing. Take another breath out through the mouth. Roll the shoulders a little bit. And then come to stillness. Place the hands together in front of the heart and just close the eyes for a moment. See if you can feel your body in a straight line. So the feet, you're feeling the feet on the ground. You're feeling the crown of the head above the hips. And you're feeling the breath expanding the sides of the ribs. Good. Opening the eyes. Inhale, reach the arms up for sun salutations. Exhale, fold forwards, draw the belly in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to step or jump back. Lowering the knees down, keeping the elbows bent in, lowering down to your belly. One breath in your cobra. Inhale, draw the ribs forwards. And exhale, push back into downward facing dog. And bend your knees as much as you need to get a straight line from your fingertips to your hips. So that might be a lot. And then spread your fingers wide. Really push through the hands. And if you can, get a sense of wrapping the shoulders, so squeezing the elbows in towards each other. Inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump, top of the mat, standing forward fold. Inhale, push your feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards, belly draws in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back, lowering yourself down towards the ground. One breath in your back bend. Inhale, lengthen the heart forwards. And exhale to downward facing dog. Coming back to your breath, relaxing your neck and seeing if you can feel the sensation of the breath in the body in this moment. Inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump, top of the mat, forward fold. Pushing through the feet, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And then with lunges, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards, belly draws in. Inhale, left foot back, left knee down, and reach the arms up. And exhale, curl the pubic bone towards the belly button. Feel that stretch down the front of the left thigh. And send your next breath there. Release the hands down, step back into a plank position. Take a breath in. And exhale, lower down to your belly. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up into the air. Exhale, left foot steps forward, right knee comes down. Inhale, push through your feet, reach the arms up. And exhale, soften the right hip. Soften any sensations that you can feel, or soften your attitude towards them. Breathing into that right hip. Releasing the hands down at the top of the mat and stepping the right foot forwards to meet the left. Inhale, push through your feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and take a pause, close the eyes. Feel the breath again, expanding the ribs. Noticing what's present for you. Inhale, bend the knees, come into a chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, straighten the legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, come back into a plank position, either coming through a vinyasa or straight into a downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up into the air in your downward facing dog. And exhale, draw the right knee in towards the nose, bring the shoulders forwards over the wrists. This can all be done with the left knee down. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, hug the right knee in, this time stepping the right foot forwards, and then coming up into a high lunge, but letting the arms come down. So you're on the toes of the back foot, A nice deep bend in that front knee. The shoulder shrugs. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale, draw them down the back. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Squeeze them together. Exhale, keep squeezing them together as you draw them down the back. 2 more. Keep reaching through that left heel. Last one, inhale, lifting them up. Squeezing them together. And exhale, draw them down the back. And then we'll take a twist. So you can either do this with the back knee up or the back knee down. Inhale, reach the left arm up. And exhale, hook the left elbow over the right thigh. Either bringing the palms together or a fist in the left hand with the right hand on top. And see if you can notice what's happening in your feet. See if you can notice what's happening in the breath in the sides of the ribs. See if you can notice what's happening in the jaw and maybe allowing it to release. Good, and then coming into a lizard lunge, everybody bringing the back knee down and bringing both hands to the inside of your right foot, your front foot. And either taking some movement here with some little circles around that right hip, or finding stillness and breathing into whatever's present. If you want another kind of deeper quad stretch, you can reach behind you with your right hand and grab your left ankle. And if you can't reach it, you can also use like a dressing gown belt or a strap of some kind to help reach. Slowing the breath down and really feeling into what's present for you and welcoming it with an attitude of yes. Good. And then stepping back into a plank position, option to come through a vinyasa, or straight to downward facing dog, or to take a few breaths in a child's pose. Wherever you are, allowing a couple of breaths to come out through the mouth, allowing the forehead to soften. Then meeting back in a downward facing dog. Inhale, take the left leg up into the air. Exhale, hug the left knee in towards the nose, bring the shoulders forwards over the wrists. Inhale, push through the hands, reach the left leg up. Exhale, hug the left knee in, and then step the left foot forwards and come up into a high lunge. This time clasping the hands behind the low back. If that doesn't feel good, you can take opposite elbows. And see if you can get a sense of rooting through your feet, and then as you inhale, expand the sides of the ribs and send the breath all the way up to the collarbones. And exhale, curl the pubic bone in towards the belly button and reach forwards with your front leg, backwards with your back leg. Maybe lifting the gaze up. And notice if that changes your awareness of what's going on in your body. Bring the left hand to the left thigh for a twist. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, hook the right elbow over the left thigh. Option to drop the back knee down. See if you can allow the jaw to soften, but the breath to be full and deep. And then release both hands down to the inside of your left foot and drop the right knee down. And again, either taking a few breaths, just exploring some movement here, or finding stillness, or finding your back foot with your left hand. And it might seem like there's loads of options, and the invitation is to try and feel into what you need. And that's actually like a beauty of not being able to see everyone else in the class. Like, you don't need to compare yourself to them. You can just try and give your body what it needs in this very moment. Good. Release the left hand down, and then we're going to step into a squat. So see if you can step your right foot forwards. So both of your feet are around your hands. And then bring the palms together. You might come up onto your tiptoes. You might have your heels down. And we'll take a few breaths here, just becoming aware of the breath going deep down into the hips. And then we'll take a few breaths kind of folding forwards a bit. And if you work with arm balances, you can also take a crow pose here. So we might just forward fold, release the back of the head, the back of the neck. We might kind of hug our knees around our upper arms, start to transfer our weight forwards, maybe lifting one foot up, the other foot up. One day, lifting both feet up. And you're really kind of squeezing the elbows in, breathing into the back of the body, and then coming down whenever you need to come down and relaxing the back of the neck. Good, and then everybody standing up into a standing forward fold, bringing the feet to parallel, and we'll take a horse breath here, so breathing in through the nose and breathing out. One more like that. Letting go of any stories or expectations about how something needs to be or should be. And then push through your feet and slowly come up to standing. Good. We'll take warrior two with the right foot forwards, left foot back. Reach the arms out and then turn the palms to face up towards the ceiling. And see if you can find stillness again here with the crown of the head over the sacrum. Breathing into the sides of the ribs and feeling especially the outer edge of the back foot. Keep yourself really strong and stable through the legs. Good. And then reverse the warrior. Bring the left hand onto the left thigh. Reach the right arm up and over. And see if you can we'll take a couple more breaths here. So inhale and expand this space down the right side of the body. And exhale, send that right knee forwards and the right fingertips back. So it's like you're making more space in your hip, your right hip with your breath. Good. And then coming forwards, and we'll come into a pigeon pose. So bring your right foot across the body and sit yourself down into your pigeon. If you want to do pigeon on your back, you're really welcome to do that as well. Everybody take a breath and lift the chest up. And this might feel really good to stay here with the chest lifted. Otherwise, you can fold forwards, finding some softness in the back of the head and the back of the neck. And if you're folding forward, see if you can find somewhere for your forehead to rest. So fists or a block or something like that. Taking the breath deeply down into the low back. And then bringing the hands back under the shoulders and pushing back up into a downward facing dog. And just taking that right leg up and shaking it out a little bit. And then taking the left leg up and shaking it out a little bit. And with your next exhale, step your left foot forwards for warrior two. Bring the arms out. This time, a slight bend in the elbows for kite hawk. Inhale, roll the shoulder blades back, lift the chest up. Exhale, roll the shoulder blades forwards, draw the chin in. Again, rolling back, lifting the chest. Trying to move from your shoulders. Coming back to neutral, flipping the front palm. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And exhale, staying here. Left knee comes forwards, left fingertips come back. But you're still strong in your back leg. Breathing space into the left side of the rib cage. Saying yes to whatever you find there. Good, and then coming down, bringing the hands to frame the front foot. And coming into pigeon on the left hand side. Shuffling the right toes back out behind you. And then everybody taking a breath to lift the chest up. And of course, prop underneath your left thigh if you need to. And exhale to stay there or to fold forwards. Softening the back of the head and the back of the neck. And saying yes to whatever sensations are tugging on your awareness. And just noticing if when you kind of say yes to it, the sensation, if it stops being quite so strong. And that might be the case, it might not be the case. So there's no right or wrong, it's just a question of noticing. Good, bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Push yourself up and then roll onto your left hip. And bring the soles of the feet together again in Baddha Konasana. Actually, come into more of a diamond shape. So your feet are less close in towards your body and a little bit further away, so it's like a diamond. And then bring your hands onto your ankles. Take an inhale and lift the chest up. And then exhale, start to fold forward. So it doesn't matter how far you get, you'll probably be restricted a bit by your hips at some point. If you want to deepen, you can bring the hands underneath the shins and bring the forehead down towards the feet. And wherever you are, the breath is softer now, but it's still meeting your sensation in your hips. So see if you can take it down to meet the sensation. And slowly peeling yourself back up. And then straightening out your left leg and bringing the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. We'll take a twist here. So inhale, reach the arms up into the air. And then exhale, twist towards the right. The back of the left hand comes onto the right knee. The right hand comes out behind you. And just like we did at the start, see if you can draw the crown of the head over the sacrum and breathe into the sides of the ribs. Good. Gently release. Switch over the sides. Straighten out the right leg, bend the left knee. Sole of foot to inside of thigh. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, twist. Coming back to the feeling sense of the breath. Good. Gently releasing. And then straightening out both legs. So you're now into a straddle position. Your knees might be bent. You might be sat up on something. And you can either sit with the hands behind you, so your spine's really long, if that feels good, to kind of lift the chest up. Or you might want to fold forwards. It doesn't matter how far you get. Just more a kind of drawing the attention inwardly. So it might just be a case of dropping the chin to the chest. It might be a case of drawing the arms forwards, drawing the chest down towards the ground. And seeing again if you can invite awareness into the sensations. And invite the sensations to just be really welcome. They're your body's way of communicating with you about what it's feeling and what it needs. So you don't need to fight them or do anything with them. You just need to meet them, in my opinion. You don't have to listen to what I say. Another 3 breaths here. Good. Slowly rolling yourself up to center. Bring the hands under the knees and draw your legs together. And then coming down onto your back, So you can come down whatever way, or you can reach the arms out at shoulder height, plug the shoulders into the sockets, draw the belly in and slowly roll down. And then hug your knees into your chest. And give yourself a little bit of a roll out on your lower back. If you'd like a happy baby pose here, take a happy baby pose. If you want to feel into the hips a little bit more. And then bring your knees back over your hips, draw the thighs towards each other, and bring the arms out into a T or a cactus position. And then drop the knees over towards the right hand side. If you want to, you can bring your right hand onto your left thigh to draw the thighs over. And you're working towards letting the left shoulder soften towards the ground. And inviting the breath into the side of the body and into the lower back. Inviting the jaw and the forehead to soften. And then with an inhale, drawing the knees back to center. And exhale, drawing the knees towards the left. And breathe into the middle and the lower part of the back. Good. Draw the knees back up to center. And either bring your feet wide on the mat, so they're kind of mat's width distance apart, and let the knees drop in. If your low back is sensitive, do that. Option otherwise to bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to drop out wide. And bring a hand over the belly and a hand over the heart, or you can place your hands wherever suits you. Let the shoulders and the elbows soften wherever your arms are. And take a few deeper breaths down into your belly, your hips, and your pelvis. Welcoming in anything that you notice to be present there. And if you can't welcome it, just acknowledging it. And then taking your breath to the space around the heart. Front, sides, back of heart. And then allowing the whole of the heart, belly, pelvis to meet with a synchronous breath. So as you breathe in, see if you can fill from the center out into your heart, your belly, your pelvis. And as you exhale, let the body soften, settle. Now we'll move into Shavasana. So taking any other movements, or a blanket, or a pair of socks. And then finding a space to rest in. So maybe it's on your back or your front or your side. And starting to come into stillness. So if you're on your back, up your tailbone under, draw the shoulders a little bit away from the ears. And wherever you are, see if you can allow the muscles around the eyes and the forehead and the jaw to soften again. And whatever's going on, whatever physical sensations or breath sensations or tingling, whatever you're feeling in your body, see if you can allow yourself to say yes to that. And if that doesn't feel good, then just allowing yourself to notice that. And Tara Brach is a meditation teacher who I love and have been doing some of her practices, of which saying yes is one of them. And the idea behind that is that if you allow yourself to experience whatever it is that's present for you, physical, emotional, then the natural kind of moving on of sensations, thoughts, emotions happens. And sometimes the resistance of those things can mean that we hold on to them for longer. And maybe that resonates with you or not. It's just what I've been doing today. So allow yourself to take a few moments of rest now and let the body sink down into the ground, and let any of what's happened in this practice to land in a way that feels right for you. Starting to deepen your breath again. Making some little movements with your fingers, with your toes. Maybe taking a stretch, if that feels good. And then hugging the knees in, Giving yourself a squeeze, rolling over to one side. And then gently bringing yourself back up into a comfortable seat. And bringing the hands together in front of the heart or over the heart. Lengthening the back of the neck and lowering the gaze. An act of kind of deferring to the body, feeling into the body. And then breathing into the space around the heart. Maybe you can start to welcome anything that's there that's real and useful for you this evening. We'll close the practice with the sound of an Om together. Deep breath in. Thank you all for the privilege. Namaste. Thanks everybody, and thank you for being so accommodating about changing time. It's lovely to see you all. If you've got any questions, then stick around. Otherwise, have a lovely evening and week.
Thank you.